In the opening scenes of The Jungle Book, 2016, a young boy named Mowgli is seen running with a pack of wolves. Leading the pack is Akela, a wise and noble wolf. However, unlike the other wolves, Bagheera, the Black Panther, watches over Mowgli with a special sense of duty. Bagheera has taught Mowgli the ways of the jungle, ensuring he learns the ways of the wolves. As summer arrives, a time of drought, the forest is dry, and water becomes scarce. The animals in the jungle decide to make their way to the only remaining water source, the stream by the shore. It's an important moment of peace in the jungle, and the animals agree that no one will attack anyone else during this time. As the animals gather around the stream to drink, Mowgli arrives, observing the scene. Akela, the leader of the wolves, firmly instructs Mowgli to live like the wolves, not humans, urging him to forget his human ways. The other animals watch curiously as Mowgli drinks from the stream. He's unlike any animal they've ever seen, and the silence around them deepens. But then, the calm is shattered by the arrival of Shere Khan, the fearsome tiger, whose scent and presence are unmistakable. His keen sense of smell detects the presence of a human. With a low growl, he declares, "There is a human among us." Shere Khan demands that Mowgli be handed over to him. Akela refuses, declaring that Mowgli is part of their pack, and they will not give him up. But Shere Khan warns them, there will be a storm, the rains will come, and the unity between animals will break. Then, I will take Mowgli, and no one will stop me. With a final warning, Shere Khan leaves, leaving the wolves worried about the safety of Mowgli. As the rains begin to fall, the wolves gather for a meeting. There is a heated debate about what to do with Mowgli. If they keep him, they risk making an enemy of Shere Khan. But if they send him away, Mowgli will be alone and vulnerable. Mowgli, realizing the danger his presence poses to the wolves, decides to leave. Bagheera, the Black Panther, offers to take him to a human village, where he will be safe. But Raksha, the mother wolf who raised Mowgli, refuses to let him go. She loves him as her own, and the thought of losing him is painful. Mowgli, however, knows that his departure is the only way to ensure the safety of the wolves, and with a heavy heart, he leaves with Bagheera. Their journey takes them through a dry grass field, where Mowgli comes across a herd of buffaloes. Bagheera senses danger, warning Mowgli to stay close. But before they can react, Shere Khan ambushes them. A fierce fight ensues between Shere Khan and Bagheera, but despite Bagheera's bravery, Shere Khan proves too powerful. In the chaos, Mowgli runs, desperate to escape the tiger's deadly claws. In his flight, Mowgli finds himself in the midst of a stampede of buffaloes, frightened by Shere Khan's presence. As the buffaloes charge, Mowgli leaps into a ditch to avoid being trampled. The stampede creates an opportunity for him to escape, and he rides on one of the buffaloes, slipping away from Shere Khan's grasp. Frustrated by Mowgli's escape, Shere Khan returns to the wolves' den. He accuses the wolves of betraying him, stating that it is their fault Mowgli was allowed to live among them. Angered, Shere Khan challenges Akela, the leader of the wolves. In a brutal battle, Shere Khan overpowers Akela and throws him from a cliff to his death. With the wolves now terrified, Shere Khan claims their territory as his own. Meanwhile, Mowgli, still riding the buffalo, awakens to find himself in a new part of the jungle. He sees the buffaloes crossing a rocky path where the ground is unstable and notices the land starting to slide. In an instant, he jumps into a stream to save himself. Now lost in a dark and dense part of the jungle, Mowgli is hungry and disoriented. He spots some fruit high in a tree and begins climbing to retrieve it. But as he picks the fruit, he's surrounded by a group of monkeys who snatch it from him and flee into the trees. Lost and confused, Mowgli wanders deeper into the jungle, where he encounters Kaa, the massive and hypnotic python. Kaa's mesmerizing eyes lock onto Mowgli, and she begins to hypnotize him. As Mowgli falls under her spell, memories from his past flood his mind. He recalls how, as a baby, his father had saved him from Shere Khan, wielding a flaming torch to fend off the tiger. The mark on Shere Khan's eye, a reminder of that confrontation, still burns with hatred. In the present, Kaa moves closer to Mowgli, ready to consume him. But just as she is about to strike, a loud growl echoes through the jungle. Baloo, a friendly and playful bear, appears, saving Mowgli from Kaa's grasp. Baloo, grateful for the boy's help, decides to take Mowgli under his wing. Mowgli, still weak and faint from the encounter, regains his senses and listens as Baloo explains that he owes him his life. In exchange, Baloo asks for Mowgli's help in collecting honey. Mowgli, using his human intelligence, helps Baloo reach the honey in a tree, much to the bear's delight. As they enjoy their newfound friendship, Mowgli and Baloo agree to stay together. However, Mowgli remembers the advice from Bagheera, who had warned him to leave the jungle for his own safety. But Baloo, now a dear friend, persuades Mowgli to stay with him. The two begin to live happily together, gathering honey and enjoying the peaceful days of the jungle. But their tranquility is short-lived, as Bagheera arrives and finds Mowgli with Baloo. Shocked and concerned, Bagheera reminds Mowgli that Shere Khan is still hunting him. The jungle is no longer safe for the boy, and Bagheera urges him to leave. In the jungle, the rules are simple, yet harsh. Survival demands strength and unity. Mowgli, determined to prove himself, declares, "I will become a wolf." But for now, Bagheera and Baloo decide it's best for Mowgli to leave for the human settlement. They plan to take him there the following day. That night, while the others sleep, Mowgli hears the distant sound of elephants. Curiosity draws him toward the noise, where he finds a baby elephant trapped in a pit. Without hesitation, Mowgli brings a rope and, with great effort, rescues the baby elephant. Baloo and Bagheera observe this from a distance, filled with pride and admiration for Mowgli's bravery and compassion. Meanwhile, Bagheera learns shocking news. Shere Khan has killed Akela, the wolf pack's leader, and now has Mowgli in his sights. He is determined to hunt Mowgli down at any cost. Baloo, realizing the gravity of the situation, decides to create distance between himself and Mowgli to protect him. Baloo pretends to be selfish, telling Mowgli, "You're not my friend. I only used you to collect honey. Go away." Heartbroken and confused, Mowgli runs off and takes refuge in a tree. As he sits alone, a troop of mischievous monkeys appears and kidnaps Mowgli, taking him to an ancient fort atop a rocky hill. There, Mowgli meets their massive leader, King Louie. The orangutan king sees Mowgli as a human who holds the secret to creating fire, the red flower. Louie proposes a deal. "Bring me the red flower, so I can become the most powerful in the jungle. In return, I'll protect you from Shere Khan." Mowgli, however, insists he knows nothing about fire. Just as the situation grows tense, Baloo and Bagheera arrive. Baloo distracts King Louie with clever chatter, while Bagheera signals Mowgli to escape. The three friends manage to flee, but Louie and the monkeys pursue them through the ruins. During the chase, Louie taunts Mowgli, revealing that Akela has been killed by Shere Khan, blaming Mowgli for the tragedy. In a daring escape, using his agility to evade capture. Unfortunately, the Monkey King isn't far behind, and the jungle grows tense as the chase leads them into a narrow cave. Mowgli narrowly escapes the clutches of the king by jumping to safety, but the Monkey King, in his rage, inadvertently causes destruction. Devastated, Mowgli confronts Baloo and Bagheera, accusing them of lying to him. Feeling betrayed, he decides to leave them and return to the wolf pack. On his journey back, Mowgli stumbles upon a human settlement. There, he sees fire for the first time, burning fiercely, a sight that strikes fear into every animal. Remembering King Louie's words, Mowgli takes a burning torch and heads back to his jungle. As he runs through the forest, sparks from the torch ignite the dry foliage, setting the jungle ablaze. At the wolf pack's gathering place, Shere Khan confronts Mowgli, mocking him. "You've become like the humans, destroying everything around you." Realizing the truth in Shere Khan's words, Mowgli throws the torch into the river, declaring, "I am not human, I am a wolf." Shere Khan, undeterred, lunges at Mowgli. But this time, the animals of the jungle rally behind Mowgli. Baloo bravely fights Shere Khan, but the tiger proves too strong. Mowgli runs into the burning jungle, crafting a rope from tree branches to use as a weapon. Shere Khan chases him relentlessly. Mowgli leads the tiger onto a dead tree with a weak branch. As Shere Khan follows, the branch snaps under his weight, sending the tiger plummeting into the raging fire below. Mowgli clings to his makeshift rope and narrowly escapes. In the aftermath, Mowgli rallies the elephants to divert a nearby river, extinguishing the fire and saving the jungle. With Shere Khan defeated, peace is restored. Raksha becomes the new leader of the wolves, while Mowgli embraces his place as part of the pack. Baloo stays with the group, and life in the jungle returns to harmony. This 2016 film masterfully tells the tale of courage, friendship, and finding one's identity. It holds a 7.4 IMDb rating and continues to enchant audiences worldwide.